Hey, collective. Welcome to the channel. Ascend with me, Tarot. My name is Dawn. We're going to look into another group of twin flames in separation. We've gotten 2 videos up so far, and they're 2 different videos. So if, you got to look and see which one's going to be your story. But I'm going to keep focusing in on different parts of the collective and just seeing what messages Spirit wants to bring up for us. Okay? So if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and hit the bell notification so you'll be notified whenever new stories come up for you to tap into and see. Other than that, yeah, for the ones who are returning, thanks for your support. I love you guys so very much. Okay, so I've already prayed and I've been clearing the decks from the last energy reading that we did. I'm just kind of shuffling in the new energy really quickly here. And then we'll get started, okay? I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. So far, I'm just chilling. My grandbabies are coming over here in a little while, and I'm excited to spend some time with them this afternoon. But other than that, I'm just relaxing. I hope you're having a relaxing day, too. All right, Spirit. Let's see. So that's your energy, feminine. Let's see the masculine's energy. And I'm going to take this reading a little bit further than I did the other 2. Spirit wants me to incorporate advice on your healing or what they want you focusing on for your own self. So we're going to pull that in towards the end, okay? All right, let's get started here. All right, Father God, Holy Spirit, archangels, ancestors, what is the energy of this connection? What is the energy between these 2? Girl with the snake. Okay, you're dealing with the empath narcissistic paradigm. Being charmed or used. It's time for you to enable your boundaries. So this person you're connected with, I am calling twin flames in separation, but divine feminine, you're an empath and your masculine is in that narcissistic energy. So the lesson of this connection at this moment between you guys has to do with you recognizing narcissistic patterns. Okay, maybe, before I came across my twin, I didn't even know what the heck a narcissist was. But the crazy thing was, I'd always been surrounded by narcissists. I just didn't know that there was like a name for it. I didn't know that I just thought that was what it was. Like that was just normal, But maybe that's what's up with you. You're an empath, and maybe you're realizing your twin, the person that you've been in this connection with, they're highly narcissistic. But they could have come along in this narcissistic energy because you've probably been surrounded by narcissists your whole life and didn't even realize that there was a name for it, right? That was a thing. Okay, that narcissism was an actual thing. I mean, that's what I'm feeling here. So that's why you're dealing. Yeah, this twin came along to trigger you to heal your heart, because I feel like you do. I feel like you're a generational lineage cleaner. Okay, I don't want to say curse breaker. We call it generational curse breaker, but it's not. I don't like saying that. It's more like you're the one who's here cleaning up your lineage, right? You're cleaning up. I feel like you are surrounded by a narcissistic family. And that doesn't mean you don't love them, and that doesn't mean that there's something wrong with them and they're bad people. It's just, you're that light in the darkness, and it's your role to wake up to this pattern that you were just kind of born into, and realize that it's not the norm. It's not the healthier. It's not the normal thing, right? So your twin is coming in your life as this narcissistic energy, but I think it's to wake you up to what is narcissism, is what I'm getting here, so that you'll heal your heart and then do the work that you're meant to do for your lineage, which is breaking, future generations out of that narcissistic energy. But it starts with you. You're the black sheep of the family. Okay, so we've got healing from heartbreak, freedom from toxic relationships or addictions. Maybe there's a lot of addiction in your family too, right? And you had to deal with it with this twin of yours. But let's go ahead and dig a little bit deeper. So that's this energy that I'm picking up for this connection. So you'll have to determine if this is you or not. You'll know, what your experience has been so far. All right, Spirit. So what is this Divine Feminine? What is her energy? Yeah, okay, you got two. And look, baby, healing heart, the same one that was on the bottom. So this is just confirming that what I told you is true. That you are, you're not your twin. He is being narcissistic, but that's part of y'all's contract. He's meant to come in and wake you up to what is narcissism and help you. It's triggering you to free yourself from toxic generational things. Okay, the narcissistic paradigm that I feel like you were born into. Yeah, and then you got the hammer. So this speaks about sabotaging, rebuilding, interrogation, repetitive, persistent, working on it. Yes, that's what I'm getting. So you are in this energy of having to basically wake up to your surroundings is what I'm hearing. What you thought was normal because you were just kind of born into something. You were born into like this family where I feel like it's always a fight. It's always a fight with everybody, right? There's addiction patterns, whether it's drug addiction or just addiction to negativity, addiction to pessimism. I'm hearing you're here to see that pattern in your lineage and to build differently. And this twin coming into your path at this time, as this narcissistic energy is waking you up. Okay, he's pushing you into working on it. And that doesn't mean working on it with him necessarily. This is talking about working on it within self. Waking up to it within self. Waking up to these sabotaging energies that I feel like not just you have carried, but I just keep getting family. This is stuff that's been repeating in your family. So maybe your mother, your grandmother, and just way on down the lineage. If you got sisters or aunts, you guys are still it's like you have all been carrying this self-sabotaging energy. Okay, maybe this overly type of pessimistic kind of codependent type energy when it comes to relationships. And Spirit is saying you're an empathetic, like you're empathetic. You're a chosen one, I'm hearing. So it's your job to wake up from that energy. It's your job to recognize that energy and to do the work within yourself and let your family members see the change in you, okay? As you heal from these patterns, these toxic patterns, as you claim your freedom and you start showing up in a new energy within yourself, you're going to get these family members' attention and you're going to start seeing them go through their changes. So this isn't even about you and your twin so much as it is about you and the work you're doing for your lineage. Okay, that's what I'm getting for you. Okay, so let's talk about the masculine's energy. All right, let's see what's going on with the masculine. What's going on? Okay, okay, this masculine, it's outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over your head. So he thinks he's smarter than everybody else, don't he? Okay, yeah, he keeps thinking he's stringing you along. He's narcissistic. He thinks he's the smartest person in the room. He keeps trying to, do the same thing over and over. Put you, it's like you feel like you're living in Groundhog's Day with him. The way this relationship's playing out, I'm hearing. Okay, he has outdated thinking. So he's like the type that thinks that women should be like barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen, or you don't have a voice, and that his rule is the only rule of the house. And he's been conditioned by toxic masculine energy, where you may have been conditioned by toxic feminine energy in your lineage. He's been conditioned by toxic masculine energy in his lineage. Okay, seriously. So he's a cheater, I'm hearing. So this masculine, he likes to cheat and he likes to keep his options open. He thinks that men are smarter than women, and he just, Spirit's telling me to put this up here too. Yeah, oh my goodness, I'm glad they told me to pick that card up, because look what's after that. You're this girl with the snake energy. Look, okay, so when I look at his cards on the bottom, it's matching this narcissistic girl with a snake energy. When I was looking at the cards further on yours, it's the healing heart. So this is, look how that's matching up. That's so crazy. Okay? So anyways, so for you, this relationship is triggering you into, like I said, healing your heart and getting freedom from toxic feminine conditioning. Okay, for him, it's teaching him about his, I mean, he's gonna have to wake up to his own narcissism. And I don't know, some people say narcissistic people can heal and some people say they can't. I believe they can. I believe narcissists, the one, you know, if they want to heal, they can heal. Now there are people that wake up and they know they're narcissists and they kind of, they use that energy to feed off of others and things like that, and so they're not interested in healing, right? But it doesn't mean they can't. It just means they don't want to, right? They chose the darkness. They chose the distorted energy, and that's their choice. I don't know what's going on with your masculine, but he's about to get in, like, I feel like he's getting an option here. I feel like he's only showing up in this narcissistic energy though as part of y'all's contract, because it's meant to trigger you into this healing heart energy. And it's going to give him a broader perspective. Like, his connection with you is going to help him step outside of this outdated thinking. There could be an age difference between you guys. Okay, that could be why he thinks he's smarter than you. I mean, he just does. I'm not saying that he thinks you're stupid. He just thinks that you're not. It's like he just thinks that he's right. His way is the right way always. You know, he doesn't really leave room to listen to others, or, you know, he doesn't really give you a voice in this connection is what I'm getting here. Okay, so let's dig in. Okay, let's see, what is your, let me pull your overall. We're going to do this a little bit different. I'm going to start with pulling your overall energy that you show up in. Okay, how others perceive you, Divine Feminine, and we'll see his, and then we'll see what your focus is. So what is this Divine Feminine's overall energy? Okay, baby, anxious. You're in that pessimistic energy, baby, and this is what you're here to break free from, and this is your lineage work. This is that distorted feminine energy. Okay, worried, anxious, you know, expecting the worst, being pessimistic, and right, this is the energy that you're currently in, that Spirit's saying that you're going to break free from though. So, you know, this card represents extreme anxiety, nightmares, tension, unhappiness, regrets over past mistakes or misfortune. When it appears you are in an unhappy, intense state of mind, whether or not the facts bear out the fear. Thus, the suffering associated with this card may be mostly in your mind. It could mean a period of mental anguish, some sort of horrible accident, or many sleepless nights to come. And I feel like that's what's been going on. You're holding on to this masculine energy. He's highly narcissistic, and you're trying to bear the burden of that. Not just him, but even these family members, right? It's like you're carrying all the burdens of narcissistic energies. It's like you're this energetic sponge. So you're experiencing a lot of anxiety. You're not happy. You're just trying to be strong and push through and be there for these people. Okay? But it's detrimental to you. It's got you in the Nine of Swords. It's got you anxious and overcritical of your own mistakes and things like that. Okay? And so Spirit's telling you that self-sabotaging energy, that's lineage energy, that's that distorted feminine, pessimistic, fearful energy that they want you to wake up from. That, you know, once you take your power back from this masculine, from this connection, you're gonna wake up from. You're gonna turn that into fuel for your ascension, fuel for your growth. But first you gotta recognize that this energy is not normal. I think you've been carrying this anxious energy for so long that it just you feel like it's normal. You feel like it's just the way things are, and it's not. There is joy and peace, baby. There is joy, there is peace, and it's not contingent on circumstances. It's something that you've got to pull from within yourself. that you're going to find from you, within you, from your connection to God and just your spiritual self. Okay? So if you're out of balance with you and your spiritual self, you're gonna be in a sponge, and you're gonna absorb all this anxious energy from others around you. And that's what you've done. Okay? And you know, so you're probably dealing with a lot of fear, a lot of trust issues. I feel like, you know, you're judging yourself for your mistakes. You got other people judging you for mistakes, and you're believing them, and it's, you know, but we're gonna heal. You're gonna heal from this. This is your job, to heal from this. This is what, you know, this is that lineage thing that I keep picking up on for you. You're the one that's gonna break free from this energy. I feel like this is inherited energy, and it's coming from the feminine side of your lineage here. It's inherited, but doesn't mean that it's normal. Doesn't mean that you have to continue to carry this energy, right? And so Spirit's coming in to help, to show you how to get freedom from it. And this masculine, he's a big part of triggering you to finally no longer accepting this Nine of Swords energy. So something's happening or going down with you in this masculine that's it's gonna be like the last straw for you, where you're gonna say, look, there's nowhere to go, there's nowhere left to go but up, right? And then you're gonna start coming out of this Nine of Swords energy, is what I'm seeing. So what is this masculine's energy, Spirit? Yeah, he's still, yes, this is all part of the contract. He's bringing this love offer is to help you break this cycle. Four of Swords is all about breaking. For me, it's like healing and breaking karmic cycles. It's taking time to reflect and break free from something, right? So this masculine, he's coming in to bring you this love offer to help you to let this go and find your peace. And he is showing up as narcissistic. He is being an asshole, I'm hearing. He is, you know, outdated thinking and conditioned, and he's trying to control you and have power. He's doing all of that. But that's his lower self doing the work for the higher self. And the higher self knows what y'all's contract's all about. Okay? And y'all's contract is about him waking you up, okay, from the Nine of Swords energy. So whatever happens between y'all, whatever he's doing here, you know, you can't let the physical reality and experience between you two convince you that that's the spiritual truth of you two. Because I feel like there's a deeper spiritual truth between you guys. And we'll look at that. Actually, what is that? What is the deeper spiritual truth between these two? What's the... Yeah, you guys share a lot of memories together. Y'all have a long past together, okay? Y'all have nostalgia. You guys, okay, it says nostalgia, repetition, attachment, relieving the past, let it go. Yes, this is what y'all's contract's about every lifetime when y'all come together, okay? It's because you trigger each other into letting go of the past, into facing, you know, this lineage, these attachment energies. Okay, it's like you guys are working together. Even if it doesn't feel like you're working together on the spiritual realm, okay? You guys have a lot of memories and nostalgia with one another. You guys actually have a really close bond. It's just he's showing up as a total asshole in this reality right now. But that's so that he can push you into, you know, finally reaching your breaking point with the Nine of Swords and deciding enough is enough. I feel like you've been carrying it so long with like family members and thinking that was normal for so long that it's taken him to come in and something drastic to happen to trigger you into your awakening from it, okay? But his energy says he brings you a message about love, or he represents true love. You might be awaiting this message, such as a declaration of love or a proposal of marriage. If the knight does not represent a lover, he is certainly a friend who is honest, intelligent, and willing to aid you. So maybe you guys aren't even lovers. Maybe you guys are, you know, you might be lovers, but I do feel like there's some type of age difference between you guys, okay? And this is basically saying what I said. It's like he's someone who comes in and makes you see things clearly, honestly. He's very intelligent. He thinks he's the smartest person in the room, though. He is. You probably look up to him and think he's really smart too, right? You probably respect that in him, but I get this cocky kind of energy from him, like he knows everything. That could be annoying sometimes, right? But anyways, but he represents self-acceptance and an arrival to finding the proper path for your life. So this is why he's coming in, okay? To push you into finding peace, right? So he's pushing you into putting past troubles behind yourself. It marks the beginning of a new phase after a time of upheaval. You have rebalanced yourself and you are enjoying new peace of mind. This is the calm after the storm, a period of smooth sailing with relatively few problems ahead. Moving forward could require you to use your logic or natural intellect. He's a very smart guy, okay? But the reason, and we got Pisces, Aquarius, and Gemini showing up so far. But the reason that he came in and triggered you, honey, is because that's what he signed up to do. And you might be looking at him like, oh, you're cocky, you're an asshole, you think you know everything. He is stuck in some form of outdated thinking here, and maybe that's what you're doing is you're waking him up from his outdated thinking, his own conditioning. He keeps replaying past events. Maybe he's already awoken to like a past life y'all share together, and that's what he keeps replaying in his own head, right? Something about being strung along in the past. Maybe in a past life you strung him along, okay, and that's what he's replaying in his head right now, but that's neither here nor there, okay? This situation between you guys, it's still got some places to go here. Right now, though, what's happened up to this point has to do with what we're talking about now, okay? So give me a minute. I'm gonna take it. Give me a second. I'm about to tap into this for you, okay? He definitely came in to trigger you to deal with your family stuff over here. That's very strongly what I'm picking up for you, Divine Feminine. This is about you breaking free from that cycle of fear and anxiety. And that's a distorted feminine energy that you were born into, though, that you didn't even recognize as not being the healthy energy because it's all you've ever known. That's what I'm picking up. It's like when you know better, you do better, but when you don't know better, how can you do better, right? So that's why he was sent into your path here. Okay, let's see what we can see. Not that deck. Hold on, guys. All right, so let's see what you're focused on, Divine Feminine. Baby girl, beautiful. I'm hearing. Baby girl, you're beautiful. So that's a feminine energy on the other side I just picked up for you. Who loves you very much, I'm hearing. And she wants you to know that you are beautiful. You're doing beautifully. Don't be so hard on yourself. She's proud of you. So this could be a grandmother or even a mother for some of you guys, but she's very proud of you, I'm hearing. Just know that you're beautiful and you're doing beautiful. She wants you to let go of this Nine of Swords energy. She wishes, I feel like she carried this in her lifetime to her last days, I'm hearing, and she sees you doing the work. She sees that you are the one who's going to break this pattern, and she's supporting you to do that. She's on the other side, like she's around you all the time, I'm hearing, but she's really supporting you to break free from that, because it's something that I feel like she was unable to do in her own life, but by her like being on the other side and learning with you and watching you go through this process, it's freeing her from what she wasn't able to free herself of when she was living in the living form, okay? She's living, but just in spiritual form. And she's learning right alongside with you, is what I'm hearing. Okay, but what is your focus, Divine Feminine? What are you focused on? You're focused on these memories. You're waking up to your past life connections. So maybe you have memory problems, Divine Feminine, but as you wake up out of this Nine of Swords energy, you're going to start remembering your past lives. You're going to start remembering, past cycles and who you are and things like that. You're gonna realize that you're gonna realize it's like when you're moving in your path and you're coming on up to a karmic lesson. You're gonna see that karmic lesson. You're gonna recognize it as a karmic lesson. You're not gonna be just kind of flailing in the wind, anxious and fearful. You're gonna see things that are coming upon the path, and you're gonna recognize them from your past life. You're going to see when things are repeating, and you're going to know how to move forward in a new way, is what I'm hearing. Okay, you're going to learn how to let things go, right? And look, you're mirroring this person over here. Reflection, twin, wholeness, synchronicity abounds. Wow. And didn't this show up in his energy a while ago? So yeah, you're definitely mirroring your twin, just in a different way right now. He's the narcissist and you're the empath. Or shoot, way this is showing up, y'all, I don't know. Or maybe he's the empath and he's waking you up to the narcissistic energy. Maybe he's teaching you, he's your teacher when it comes to narcissist, is what I'm getting. He's teaching you about the narcissistic paradigm. So he might be empathic too. Maybe you're both empathic and he's just waking you up to the narcissists that are in your life. I don't know. Take it how it resonates, okay? What is his focus? Let's see who he is. What's his focus? Okay, he's rising above. Drama, obstacles, pettiness. Find the strength to rise. So, yeah, I think he comes into your life. He's very, petty. He's stuck on the past. Okay, but he comes in to give you, like, this trigger. He's like your strength that helps you rise above the dramas. So, in order to trigger you into rising above the things, he brings in those things that you're meant to rise above. He's the trigger. He's petty. That's that energy of thinking he's smarter than everybody in the room. I mean, it's annoying. I love him. I feel like I love him is what I'm hearing. I love him, but he's just like, he annoys me. Because he just thinks he's so smart, and he doesn't give you a voice, or he doesn't hear your voice, or he just doesn't give you your flowers. He doesn't think you're as smart as him or something, and that's annoying, is what I'm hearing, okay? It's like I love him, but he annoys me. Okay? But yeah, so currently you're learning about attachments, relieving the past, letting go of the past, okay? You're learning about past lives and things that have been repetitive karmic cycles in your own life, that now you're realizing you have to come out of this fear mindset. You have to come out of this anxious energy, this pessimistic energy, in order for you to release these attachments. You've got to learn to heal from your heartbreak and free yourself from toxic people, places, and things. That's where you're currently focused on. Him, he's looking at himself a little bit. Maybe he's realizing that he thinks he's smarter than everybody else in the room. Maybe he's looking at his own outdated thinking, his own conditioning, right? His own narcissistic type energy. He feels like over your head. Like he's looking at how he thinks he's smarter than you. Maybe he thinks he's better than you in some way. But, that's something that you're triggering within him. He's having to look at his own pettiness. And he's going to find the strength to rise above that too. This is why you guys came across each other's path, was to trigger this in each other, though. It's like this lifetime you guys have a contract to break free and rise above the empathic narcissistic paradigm, to recognize it and to move forward from it, okay? He could think that you're seductive, right? He could be looking at you as like a temptation in his life. Maybe when y'all came across one another's path, like, he was looking at you as a nuisance, as an interference in whatever he had going on for himself, but he was still like drawn to you, and so I don't know. But that's kind of what I'm getting here. Let's look at the energy between this connection. Where are y'all at with this connection? What's the energy between y'all currently here? Yeah, you're both gaining new perceptions. So y'all came across each other's path, and now you're both gaining your new perceptions. Yours has to do with what we talked about, that narcissistic, fearful, anxious energy, nostalgia, you being stuck in the past, you continuing to repeat these narcissistic patterns with your loved ones and being attached to them and just accepting it as being normal when it's not. Like, that's what you're working on. Him, he's gaining new perceptions and his own false beliefs, right? That outdated thinking that he has all the answers and there's nothing left to learn and he's the smartest guy in the room and things like that, okay? He's stuck on like this destructive past pattern, okay? Maybe he's stuck on a past life that you guys shared together. And that could be where the pettiness is coming from when it comes to you. But you guys are going to break free and rise above from this. You both are individually. You've triggered, you came across each other's path and you triggered each other. I don't feel like you guys are in each other's lives right now. I feel like I feel like it was like a short meeting that triggered one another. And now you kind of both went your separate ways and you're both like working on your own self, your own life. You're both like kind of isolating from these things that you're gaining new perception of. You're both breaking free from delusion and you're looking at the red flags in your own individual lives. You're both kind of reevaluating your own belief systems and what you've been accepting in your life up to this point is what I'm seeing. Okay. So I'm going to pause this just for a moment. I'll be right back. All right, Divine Feminine. So I had to pause this because I wanted to go get this deck. Since you guys are learning about perception here, I just dropped a card. Give me a second if I can find it. Okay. Since you guys are learning about this perception, I wanted to go get this deck. It's called the Self-Forgiveness Oracle deck. And so Spirit wanted me to pull this deck for you guys real quick. And that's what we're going to do. There's that card. Let's see which card flew out. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is for you, Divine Feminine, and for the Masculine. It says, I forgive myself for thinking that I need to be ready before I can start creating the life that I truly desire. So this is speaking about you guys have both been holding yourselves back for others. Maybe you're both been dealing with family members, like holding yourselves back, it's like you're both the black sheep of your families, and you both have your own issues to work through when it comes to holding on too tightly to like family members, is what I'm getting. It says, I choose to believe that the most suitable conditions for what I want will begin to arrive the moment that I take inspired action towards my own vision. So that's what I feel like, you both have been learning, that's the shared energy between you guys, because this Masculine, he has a pretty petty family, and you have a family that's attached to like pessimism and fear and anxiety, okay? His family, they like a lot of drama and they're pretty petty with one another. Your family, y'all get stuck in the past and repetitive cycles of past traumas, okay? Maybe both sides do, but that's what I'm feeling. So this Divine Feminine's energy, what do you want to say to her? Okay, this is feminine energy. Yeah, okay, so Divine Feminine, Spirit wants you to forgive yourself for doubting your intuition, right? Doubting your uniqueness, doubting, your confidence in being different from what's around you is what I'm getting. But it says, I forgive myself for doubting my intuition only to find myself in a place where I do not want to be. I choose to believe that when I strengthen my inner knowingness, I place myself on the effortless path that's most meant for me. So I feel like for a long time you were putting others above you, family members. I just keep getting strong family. We're going to look in your family situation in just a minute, okay? But I feel like you have been doubting yourself and judging yourself for being different than those around you for a long time. Right? You're different from them for a reason, Divine Feminine. You stand out like a beacon from others around you, your family, for a reason, because you're the one who's there breaking those patterns. Okay? And you got to trust your own intuition and believe in yourself. And if you're not comfortable, if you're different, then move. You're meant to move away from those situations, not hold yourself back, not accept this anxiety and this fear and carry that. You're not meant to absorb that for everybody else. You're meant to show them an example of what it looks like not to be in that energy. You're not meant to conform to them in those energies. You're meant to break free from those energies and be the example, the teacher of a new way, a different way of thinking and being, right? Is what Spirit's saying to you. What about your masculine over here? What's this masculine? What does Spirit want to say to this masculine? He's got two. Okay, so he's got a feminine and masculine. So this masculine, he is awoken to some, that's why he thinks he's smarter than you. He thinks he's farther on the path than you and all of that, right? Because he may be a little bit farther on the path as far as like an awareness of something. But just because he thinks he has this certain awareness, his thinking, his beliefs, where he's at on the path, it's outdated. Right? He thinks he reached some pinnacle and like that's what it is, but he doesn't realize, I think, that he's still got to keep moving. He's still got more to learn. Okay, is what Spirit's saying to this masculine. But yeah, this masculine, I feel like he's working through shame, right? That pettiness energy and feeling ashamed of also. Maybe he feels ashamed of how he treated you. Maybe he's waking up to his own narcissistic qualities, and that's what he's feeling ashamed of. I don't know, but it says, I forgive myself for shaming myself for my divine animalistic desire to ensure my survival. So I feel like he has done some pretty, maybe he's made some moves in his own life that's hurt others, that he's looking at as selfish. And that's what he's working through. It says, I choose to believe that when I have compassion for how I behave, when I feel threatened, I cultivate the self-awareness needed to live authentically. So he may have done something to you or someone else here that he felt in competition with when it comes to you or his family in some way. And he's working through that though, right? He's gaining self-awareness from that. We're going to have to see what that is. And then the feminine energy is, okay, I forgive myself for taking on others' emotional reactions as my own. I choose to believe that allowing others to take ownership of their emotional experiences empower them to heed the loving messages present within the emotion. So he's been running from emotions, okay? Or what is this? Hold on, guys. Bear with me. It's like this masculine it's like he's looking around and he's realizing his family is very materialistic, very petty, very worldly. They're not really in touch with their emotions, and he feels like he's like got to stay and teach them how to be like something about emotions, right? It's like he's trying to hold on to something, like he thinks he's like their teacher or something, and we are their teachers, right? But not to the point where we hold ourselves back, where we don't allow ourselves, when we've reached the pinnacle of what we were meant to reach with those around us. We gotta be willing to move forward. We gotta be willing to allow ourselves to continue down the road there. But he's not been doing that, okay? And I think that's why you came across his path, to kind of wake him up to like this emotional desert that he's found himself in. And he's been holding himself back because he's been feeling ashamed. It's like he knows he has a greater responsibility. He knows he's awoken to some degree that he's a spiritual being on a spiritual mission. And so he's got some wisdom, some knowledge within him. So he knows on some level certain things, and he's feeling like he could have done better. He should have done better by certain people around him. That he wishes he maybe, he feels like he dropped the ball on family members or on his job when it came to his own family assignment here. And so in a way he's been like holding himself back because he feels like he's supposed to do something more in that regards, is kind of what I'm getting. So he's not allowing himself to rise above because he's just kind of blaming himself for something, for the way something has ended up in his own family. And that has to do with like pettiness and drama and their emotional reactions. So take that how that resonates. I'm just telling, I don't know, I'm just telling you what I'm sensing, and I don't have all the information, so I can only tell you to my degree of understanding what Spirit's trying to show me. Okay, guys, so bear with me, and we'll grow and learn and get through this together, but that's what I'm seeing, okay? That's what I'm getting right now. So let's look at your family. So you've been doubting yourself, Divine Feminine, and it's basically holding yourself back because of some fear, something fearful in your family here. What is this? I feel like there's addiction. I feel like there's a lot of addiction. There is a lot of karmic energy in your family. I feel like you do live in, I feel like you're waking up and realizing that your family is surrounded with these narcissistic energies. Some of them will want to break free from the cycle and some of them won't, right? But it's not your job to make them do anything. Your only job is yourself, and yeah, your you got a family that's facing some karmic cycle here, karmic judgment. And I feel like Spirit's telling you, you got to move away from these family members so that they can, it's like you're not meant to stay in the Nine of Swords with them. You're meant to wake them up from their own Nine of Swords, okay? Your masculine triggered you, and your masculine triggered an awareness in you about the Nine of Swords, and you take that back to your family, and then you end up triggering them in the same awareness, okay? Is what I'm getting here. How did this masculine trigger you, though? How did this masculine woke you up to this? When y'all came across each other's path, what did he do here? Yeah, he woke you up to your heart center. I feel like he brought you into some, I don't know how he did it or what he did, but you just coming across this masculine's path woke you up to this awareness of your own Queen of Cups energy, and how maybe, it was being stifled or misused by a karmic family that is highly, highly narcissistic, okay? I think this masculine reminded you that you're the Queen of Cups, that you're loving, that you're a queen, that you are a queen. You are not a Nine of Swords. That's a conditioning of others around you. I think he woke you up to your empathic nature. But your family's facing judgment for something. Why is this family facing judgment? Yeah, for holding you back. Yeah, your family was purposefully holding you back. So you got some in this family who are already awoken to their narcissistic qualities and traits, and they know it, and they don't want to change. And then you got others in your family, I think the younger generation of your family, who aren't aware of it yet, right? Like you're the example for them. But yeah, this family held you back. They held something back from you, right? And it's like purposefully, though. So that's why the ones who are purposefully holding you or back, or some type of information back from you, they're facing judgment right now. And I feel like that breaks your heart. I really do. I feel like that hurts you on such a deep level, and you don't know what to do with that. And Spirit's saying there's nothing you can do with that except for, embrace your own Queen of Cups energy and continue to grow and heal yourself. And not to allow yourself to be held back by these family members or by these perceptions that have been conditioned because of family, things like that. Like Spirit really wants you to take a deep look at those things, at patterns that you may have been carrying that were, kind of conditioned into you because of the way you were raised or where you were raised, or, look at the things about yourself that are actually different, that you've always known were different in those regards. And remember to trust yourself, to trust your difference, to trust your intuition, your uniqueness, because that's what you're here to bring to the table. That's the part of you that's going to break free, okay, these patterns that are in this lineage, by embracing those parts and not trying to conform, okay, and just fit in because you thought that's, well, everybody else is this way, everybody else thinks that way, everybody else acts that way. You're not meant to conform to those things. You're meant to stand out. You're meant to be unique. You're meant to break free from those cycles. So don't hold yourself back into this family perception, okay? That's your biggest test right now, and it's a struggle because you're a Queen of Cups and you love, right? But I feel like you're breaking free. I mean, where are you at with this right now, feminine? Yeah, baby, you've already become illuminated. You're breaking free. You're happy, and not only are you happy, but your lineage is very proud of you. They're very happy. Okay? There's illumination. You've planted the seeds of illumination. Even though this family has been facing karmic judgment, this is a repetitive cycle they've been going through. But the point is, you've brought in some seed of illumination. Okay? So Spirit's very proud of you. So continue to focus on your own happiness, your own joy, and not you got the way to do that is you can't be in this Nine of Swords energy. You got to recognize that and take your power back. Okay, let's see how you're going to come out of this Nine of Swords. I don't know where you're at on the timeline, okay? So put yourself where you're at on the timeline with this, but let's see what's the soul homework for this Divine Feminine to break free from this Nine of Swords? What is this Divine Feminine soul homework, Spirit? Okay, let's read it. Are you consistently showing up? So to show up in a consistent way for yourself, okay? But that's being an example for these family members that you've been so worried about, okay? Yeah, this is how you're different, okay? Another way, it says some trade their dreams for comfort, yet comfort is the enemy of progress. Success requires showing up every single day, even when we don't feel like it, and even when it feels uncomfortable. It takes courage and an endless vision to stay consistent to your dream. So don't give up on yourself, even if you got, your family, like say if you're spiritual, okay, say if you do tarot or you do something that's outside of the norm, when it comes to like religion or beliefs or how you forgive easily and you continue to show up and no matter what, like whoever you are, whatever is that part of you that's different, that others don't understand or agree with, continue to show up in your unique energy. Don't try to conform to the way things are right now, right? You're not here to conform to them. You're here to be that light, that seed of illumination. And so by consistently being your unique self, consistently fighting your fears, consistently overcoming anxiety, you're setting an example. By you consistently following your own dreams, you're setting an example. You're planting a seed that's going to break your lineage free, okay, from karmic past patterns. You're planting the seeds for generations to come, baby, and you might not think you're doing much, but you are. You don't see the energetic effects, the spiritual effects that by you just choosing by you choosing to follow your heart and your dreams, you choosing to recognize your fears, your anxieties, and you choosing to stare fear in the face, to still believe in yourself, to still, love yourself and these family members, to even love them. It's not, love isn't something that people deserve or don't deserve. Love is a choice. Love is something that we freely give. By you choosing to do that, baby, you are accomplishing something in the spiritual realm that I feel like your lineage has been waiting for a long time. Okay? And that's what Spirit wants you to know. And you have the full backing of your ancestors because you are doing this. Okay? So let's see, what is this masculine soul homework? What is the masculine soul homework? Your divine masculine here. Yeah, he's okay. What do I resist feeling right now? This masculine could be trying to ignore you or just ignore what he's sensing in his environment at this time. And Spirit's telling him to pay attention. So he's in this resistant energy. What do I resist feeling right now? He's not trying to feel his emotions. Maybe this masculine feels like emotions are useless and that it's better not to feel, right? Maybe that's what he's feeling guilty about on some level too. But it says, we have to feel to heal. So yeah, this masculine feels like feelings. He's very highly intellectual. He doesn't really have room for emotions and feelings, and right. That's where so he doesn't do well with people's emotional reactions. He might shut down. That could be why he's feeling guilty or feeling ashamed. Like, he doesn't do well with emotions. He's highly intellectual, but that's outdated. He may feel like emotions are dangerous and emotions give people power over you and things like that. But you're here to show him that, with balance and balance and understanding, it's okay to let people see your emotional side, right? Like you still have he feels like emotions give your power away, and that's not the truth. And so he's resisting learning this lesson. This is what you're here teaching him, something about emotions. But Spirit's telling him we have to feel it to heal it. In order to let go of pain, we first have to honor that it exists. Emotions are like waves. Some are soft and some are fierce. Some are layered and some will sweep you off your feet. When we allow ourselves to feel it all, we can then release what no longer serves us. And so this masculine spent his whole life being intellectual and not being emotional at all. Right? He that's his thing. That I just feel this, and so he's learning a lesson about allowing, like if you don't feel emotions, you become stuck in that outdated time frame, that outdated thinking. Like emotions, you can't be afraid to feel pain or be afraid to let people in because they might hurt you, right? You can't block off your whole life from feeling pain, because then you block off the essence of why we become physical beings, right? We come into the physical world to feel things. And if the pain is your teacher, right? Without the pain, without, the experience, then you won't grow. You won't, if you, I don't know, do you know what I'm trying to say? It's like feelings, there's so many different feelings that we're here to feel. Right, but you got to be able to move through the feelings, the emotions. You got to be able to feel the feelings before you can get to the root of what needs to be addressed. We have to allow ourselves to feel so we can see what needs to be released. But this masculine, he got hurt along the path and he decided not to feel nothing, and that's where he got into that like overly intellectual, I'm the smartest guy in the room and you can't tell me nothing. He shut his emotions off, he shut his feelings off, and it was a protective thing for him. Maybe he got hurt by a family that was enthralled in a lot of like petty drama and unforgiveness and at a young age, right? that put an obstacle on his path. He, maybe when he was younger, he was shamed for the way he felt. He was shamed when he revealed his emotions. And so he's having to work through that, is what I'm seeing, okay? Masculine spirit saying, allow yourself to feel this wave. Let it move through you, no matter how long it lasts. Then release it back into the ocean. Feel it, heal it. Enjoy the sweet freedom within your soul. So this masculine is learning how to rise above, and to embrace emotions. And you, feminine, you're learning how to be more consistent and show up for your own self. Okay? And your own goals. Not to put yourself aside for those that you love to the point to where it's detrimental to yourself. To the point where you're absorbing their negative energy. And you're bearing all that negative energy upon yourself. Like, that's not why Spirit put you there. Spirit put you in that situation to be an awakener, to wake up from those energies, and then to set an example and plant the seeds of how others can also wake up and face those energies. Not to sit in fear, not to sit in anxiety, not to sit in doubt or pessimism, but to rise above it. Okay? And so y'all came into each other's path to wake each other up to this perception. So maybe where you're strong at, feminine, maybe you're already emotionally like strengthened here, like that, but that's been it's been your blessing and your curse, right? So what is actually your blessing has turned into like your curse in a way, because you're emotionally aware, emotionally mature, your emotions for your family and all of that has actually kind of been turned into the thing that's been holding you back on some level, right? It's turned into fear and anxiety. But that's where you're spiritually strong when it comes to like emotional abundance and just being the divine feminine, right? And that's what your masculine needs, though, in his physical life. Like, that's what Spirit's saying he actually needs. So that's why y'all came across each other's path. And where he's strong, okay, in like setting boundaries, being intellectual, and just coming from an intellectual place on things, that's where he's been coming from with his situation. That's what you need. So there's going to be like an energy exchange, a gift exchange between you guys, and you're going to become more intellectual. He's going to become more emotional in the way that you guys are perceiving and dealing with your individual lives and stuff like that, is what I'm seeing here. So y'all did have a short meeting, but it was to exchange these gifts. And that, I feel like that's what y'all have done, or you're about to if you haven't done this yet. If you haven't met this twin yet, this is what's going to happen. There's going to be an exchanging of gifts where it's like you're going to give him this emotional part of that you've been carrying your whole life, right? And he's going to give you the intellectual part that he's been carrying his whole life. And then y'all are going to take from one another the things that you need, the energies, the perceptions that you need to deal with where you're at now. Does that make sense? I hope I'm explaining that right. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm feeling here. Okay. So what is the advice for this feminine moving forward? You got 2. Ooh, Archangel Michael. You got 6 and 9 of Michael. Okay, feminine, remember, this is what Spirit wants you to know. If you take anything from this reading today, they want you to understand this the most. Your worry is unnecessary. Focus your thoughts on the outcome that you desire. Release feelings of regret, guilt, or worry to your angels. This is what they want you to do. Okay, get rid of that 9 of Swords energy. It's unnecessary. And then you got 6 of Michael, which is basically the 6 of Swords, which is this energy, this masculine's love. Like when y'all come into contact, this is what he's triggering in you. It says, it's the light at the end of the tunnel. Breathe a sigh of relief and make new plans. So relocation or travel is in the future for you. So you're gonna be moving to a new area, Divine Feminine. You are gonna be moving away from these family members who I feel like have, been holding you back because of your emotional, like what you offer emotionally, right? You've been giving it to all these family members that has been holding you back. And so that masculine came in to take that for himself because he needs that for where he's at. And he gave you the intellectual. And now these family members, where they were trying to basically hold on to you for your emotional energy of some sorts, they're going to have to release you. Some are going to face karmic judgment for their actions against you as they were holding you back. And some are going to grow and move on into their own like families and their own healed paths, okay? But anyways, that's what I'm seeing. So Spirit's telling you, let go of unnecessary fear, worry, doubt, pessimism. You're waking up from that distorted feminine energy that's been carried in your lineage, okay? And you're at the end of the tunnel. They want you to breathe a sigh of relief, and they want you to plan on traveling because you're about to be traveling somewhere, okay? Maybe you're moving away from family members. You're moving to a new area or something, okay? Let's look at this masculine. What's going on with the masculine? What advice do you have for the masculine? Okay. 2 of Raphael and 4 of Ariel. So masculine says, 2 hearts dedicated to creating something wonderful. Kindred spirits. Don't give up on those you love. So masculine's heart's coming back in alignment. His emotions are coming back in alignment. Okay, he's coming out of that asshole energy I'm hearing, okay? He's coming out of his outdated thinking of like emotions are stupid and things like that, okay? I think this 2 hearts dedicated to creating something wonderful is speaking of you and him. So y'all are going to come across each other's path again. That could be what your traveling is referring to, okay? He could be traveling towards you or you're going to be traveling towards him. Because y'all are kindred spirits. Y'all, I feel like y'all's relationship is it's not, it's, what is that word, Spirit? It's unconventional, okay? It's not like what you normally would expect twin flames. Most people think, oh, twin flame, soulmate, you guys are like, y'all could be lovers, but it's not just like lovers. I think you guys are more like, y'all are lovers, y'all love each other, but it's more of a teacher-student type energy. Y'all teach each other. You're each other's teacher. You're each other's student, right? You're business partners in some way is what I'm sensing here. It's not really about lovers, even though you are. Does that make sense? It's like you love each other, but it's something's unconventional with you guys. It's outside of the norm, okay? And then his other card says, yeah, so he's going to be giving you something feminine, and that could be why you're about to relocate and travel. But it says when you give, you also receive. Being resistant to change. Extremes in how you save or spend money. So he's really, really been resistant, okay, and how he feels about you, Divine Feminine. He's been trying not to own his feelings, his emotions. He's been trying to stay in this narcissistic asshole energy. But he's recognizing it, though. Like, he's aware of that. He knows he's been a narcissist. But he does it on purpose. Like, he's actually an empath. But he uses his wisdom, his knowledge of narcissistic energy as like a buffer so he don't have to deal with emotions. So he's been resisting his feelings for you is what Spirit's calling him out about. And there's something there's something he's supposed to bring forward and give to you. Or maybe that's speaking about that gift exchange. When you give, you also receive. Maybe he didn't realize that. Maybe, he wasn't expecting when y'all came across one another's path. It's like, I don't know, you were a surprise to him, or you're going to be a surprise to him when y'all come across each other's path. It's like you're not expecting him, and he's not expecting you. But it's actually a divine appointment is what I'm hearing. So you're gonna give and receive, both of y'all. Okay? But yeah, so that's what I'm seeing. Let's see what messages your higher selves have, and then we're going to go. So what is the message Divine Feminine's higher self wants to give this masculine? My world is falling apart right now, and I don't know how to fix it. It's not right for me to dump that on you. So if you're keeping your distance from this masculine, okay, maybe this masculine's like, where are you? I'm calling you in. Where the heck are you, feminine? You're like, look, I'm fixing me right now. After I met you, everything went crazy in my world, okay? After you woke me up and exchanged this gift with me, everything started falling apart. And I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out how to fix my life, fix me. I'm just figuring things out right now. And I don't want to bring those problems to your doorstep. You can't fix this for me. I got to do this, is what I'm hearing, okay? What does his higher self want to say to you? Wow. You're gorgeous both inside and out. Being around you brings peace and light into my life. So he is calling you in. He's telling you that he did push you away, but it was because he was scared to commit to this. Yeah, it's a real relationship. I pushed you away because I was scared to commit to a real relationship. So he's not narcissistic, but he showed you narcissistic energy. But that's his MO. That's what he does to keep people at arm's length, the divine feminine. Okay? Even his family members, right? Like, it's like he's very selective with who he allows into his emotions. And so when y'all came across and y'all had this energy exchange here, he pushed you, he took what he wanted from you, but he pushed you away at the same time. I don't think he realized, I don't know if he realized or not, that I think there was something, he thought one thing was going on here when it was a completely different thing that Spirit had going on, okay? Yeah, he mistreated you in some way. It says, I'm mad at myself for behaving this way. I can't control my fear of getting my heart broke again. He pushed you away. And now he's trying to call you back in. He loves you so much. He recognizes who you are. He's mad at himself for not being more supportive of you. He's mad at himself for not being able to show up. He knows your world's falling apart. He knows that he triggered something in your life here, that you were about to go down a pretty hard path after this connection, this meetup with him. He's very well aware of certain things. He knows a little bit more than you know when it comes to certain things, okay? But you know those things too. You just have, it's like you know him on an emotional level where he knows these things on an intellectual level. You might have the emotional awareness and truth that he doesn't have, and he has like the answers, the intellectual truth to the things that you know with your emotional truth. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So you guys have answers to give one another, okay? And that's anyways. But yeah, he's mad at himself for the way he treated you, like when y'all did meet up here, and it was coming from his own fear of not wanting. It's like you triggered his emotions. And it freaked him out because he's usually in control with this, narcissistic mask that he wears. This I'm the smartest guy in the room type energy. And you saw through that. And he couldn't keep that facade up with you. And so he ended up pushing you away. But at the same time, he's like, you're gorgeous inside and out. And I miss you. You bring peace and light into my life. Okay? So what do you want to say to this masculine? What does your physical self want to say? I hid my real thoughts and feelings from you. I was in denial and afraid of losing you. I see you clearly now. So you might have ran away from him. He triggered you. He did something here that pushed you away, and you didn't tell him certain things, right? You hid the truth of what you were really seeing from him at the time. You hid your true feelings from him at the time because you wasn't seeing it. It's like you didn't want to see something. You were afraid of whatever you were seeing. But now you're seeing things clearly. What does he want to say? Aw, I'm a better person because of you. You inspired me to heal and grow from my past experiences. Beautiful. So y'all's connection did the trick. You did what it was supposed to do here, okay? I'm sorry for leaving you hanging. There's no excuse for my actions. I want to reconcile with you. Okay, that's on the bottom. But all right, so take this as it resonates for you guys. I hope you got, some information out of this for you and what you've gone through here. As far as these energies go, I just feel like you guys weren't expecting to cross each other's path. Yeah, endings, recovery, freedom. Y'all, I feel like there was some type of betrayal that happened between you guys. Y'all wasn't expecting each other along the path. But when y'all did come across each other's path, there was an energetic exchange. You taught him something about emotions. He taught you something about, like, intellect, about, boundaries. I feel like he taught you how to be tough in some way when it came to like seeing clearly. And you taught him how to feel, and it's like you're teaching him not to use this narcissistic energy to shut people out, because he's really empathetic, and that's a gift from the divine that he's meant to use to do his work. Okay? But anyways, please like, share, or subscribe. I love you. Bye.